Hi guys, how's it going? It's Julian. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are gonna be reading an article, and it's time from the Times magazine. And well, as you know, this kind of magazines usually have like a huge political orientation. But in this case, I just choose like a random one, which is basically related with quit the vaping and quit smoke in general. So the title of this article is called "Having Trouble Quitting Vaping? You're Not the Only One." So let's go for it. Years ago, Dr. Mark Eisenberg, a cardiologist at McGill University in Canada, recommended that one of his patients, a smoker who tried everything to quit but still couldn't, try vaping instead. It worked. His patient kicked the smoking habit, but recently the same patient came back to Heisenberg's office with a new problem. Now he is addicted to e-cigarettes, Heisenberg says. He said, I want to get off e-cigarettes. What do I do? No one has a very good answer to that question. Almost 20 years after e-cigarettes were introduced in the US, going on a going on to attract millions of users, there is still not enough data on how to stop using them, which research suggests roughly 60% of vapers would like to do. E-cigarettes are often pitched as an answer to the ban of tobacco use, which claims an estimated 8 million lives around the world per year, says Amanda Graham, Chief Health Officer at Truth Initiative. So far, that has not come to fruition. Graham says, what we see is a lot of people saying, I'm using way more nicotine now than I ever did with a cigarette. So basically, this is interesting. So you can follow the some advice from here if you want to quit smoking in general, not just vaping. This article could be helpful for you because I read a bit before, and later on, I'm gonna say like a couple of advices to just quit smoking. Definitely, I didn't read it completely, but just a part, and yeah, it's interesting. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration, called FDA, has not approved e-cigarettes as smoking cessation tools, but many people use them for that purpose. E-cigarettes, which heat an aerosolized liquid nicotine, offer smokers not only a replacement for the nicotine in their traditional cigarettes, but also a familiar action, the motion of holding something to the lips and inhaling. This can make vapes an effective and seemingly less dangerous, although not totally safe, replacement for cigarettes. Some studies suggest. Other research, however, finds that many smokers use both e-cigarettes and cigarettes rather than quitting smoking outright, which may compound their health risks. So basically, the article says that usually to quit smoke in general, cigarettes, traditional cigarettes, people recommend to start to use e-cigarettes instead and start vaping. But along this article, we see that many researchers say that instead of help people to avoid smoking in general, they become more addictive than before to the nicotine. So it's a problem. Cigarettes are highly addictive too, but there is a limited number in a pack and each one burns out fairly quickly, offering natural cut-off points. But if you have a 2000 puff vape packed with high levels of nicotine, Toll says, there is almost not stopping point, and because vapes don't involve fire, it's easier to use them in places where many people wouldn't dream of smoking. Some people heat their vape and put it under their pillow so they can use it first thing in the morning. Wow, that's insane. That's too much for me. I could get like a huge headache if I make that. And besides, I don't smoke at all cause it's bad for my lungs. Like if I start to smoke, as I did when I was a teenager, just because it's something that comes with the age, I think. I used to cough a lot along the night, so wasn't awful. Well, what that was awful. So don't smoke, guys. It's bad for health. Um, let's go ahead with this. Some people heat their vape and put it under their pillow so they can use it first thing in the morning, Toll says. This constant use and exposure to nicotine can lead to even higher levels of dependence than smokers experience, he says. Many people go to vaping as a way to quit smoking, and then they can quit vaping, Toll says. That breaks my heart. Breaking that addiction isn't easy, but lots of people want to try. These days, about 60% of who sign up for one of Truth Initiative's nicotine cessation programs say they primarily want help quitting e-cigarettes, Graham says. There aren't many tools to help. Truth Initiative offers digital resources, including a text-based vaping cessation support program for adolescents and young adults, which the organization's research suggests works significantly better than trying to stop without assistance. And there is limited research, as Heisenberg laid out in the recent review article, to suggest some of the medications that cigarette smokers use to quit, including varenicline, which helps reduce nicotine craving and withdrawal symptoms, could work for vapors too. Already, doctors sometimes prescribe such medications as well as products like nicotine patches and gums off-label for adults who need help with vaping cessation. But let me see. But 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 uh, but there is a need for more tools specific to vaping addiction, which is a public health crisis hiding in plain sight, says Richard Stewart, CEO of Achieve Life Sciences, a pharmaceutical company working to secure FDA approval for the US first dedicated vaping cessation aid. The company's medication, cytisinicline, is designed to not only reduce cravings but also make using nicotine less pleasurable when someone vapes while on the drug. In a small company-funded study published in May, people who took cytisinicline were more than twice as likely to stop vaping as more who took a placebo. Well, basically, they are developing like a kind of drug which help you to make the vaping and smoking in general less pleasant. The FDA recently granted the medication Breakthrough Therapy designation, which is meant to expedite the development and regulatory review process for novel and promising drug candidates. Cytisinicline is already used for smoking cessation in parts of Europe, but not the US. We think will be the first drug approved for vaping cessation, possibly as soon as 2027 if all goes well, started Stewart says. In the meantime, some people who want to quit vaping are using their own methods. Some anecdotal evidence suggests people are using nicotine pouches like Zine, which users took into their lips for a slow release of nicotine to warm to wean off vaping, and an ironic parallel of how e-cigarettes have been used to transition of cigarettes. Pouches seem to be less dangerous than either cigarettes or e-cigarettes, since they don't involve inhaling anything into the lungs, but switching to yet another new product could also keep people beholden to addictive nicotine even longer, Graham says. For people who are turning to zinc and other nicotine products for help quitting vaping, Graham has one piece of advice: plan to use it short term, and then to quit using all forms of nicotine. But in a world where popularity of e-cigarettes has far outpaced research on how to quit them, that can be easier said than done. Said than done. But in a world where the popularity of e-cigarettes has far outpaced research on how to quit them, that can be easier said than done. Basically, the article mentioned the problematic that people face when they wanna quit smoking traditional cigarettes, and there is this um, traditional mindset that if you wanna quit smoke cigarettes, you can just start with an electronic device to smoke and start to vaping. But researchers shows that people who make this usually get addicted to use the more and consume more nicotine using the e-cigarette rather than traditional cigarettes. So it's a problem that cannot be solved. Now there is this drug which usually makes the smoking and vaping less pleasant for the users to help them to quit nicotine in general. So until now the article, guys, I hope you enjoyed, and as you can see there is any benefit related with smoke, so don't do that. Keep a healthy lifestyle, go to run or something, and have a good one. See you later and take care. Bye bye.